This is Nights Live with Adam Bomb.
Yeah, we won't hear from you for a while, huh?
Yeah, sorry. See you in heaven, maybe. Yeah.
So I want you to explain.
Oh, no.
I want you to explain what Cool Kids means, what Cool Kids is, and how long you've been trying to be one of the cool kids, or not.
Well, Cool Kids is really just an outside perspective on a boy and a girl who want to fit in. And I know that all of us at some point have felt that way, the desire to be like somebody else or to just have other people like you and accept you. But in reality, what makes you cool is being yourself and accepting yourself for who you are and who you aren't. And I know that it's a conscious decision every day that even I have to make. You know, I'm not going to compare myself to everybody else because there's 6 billion people in the world. There's a lot of options to compare yourself to. And it's just really important to remember that you're you for a reason and everyone plays their own role.
Right.
So, yeah.
What do you guys think?
I disagree. I think
Stop,
you need
dude.
to try to be cool. Don't be yourself.
Don't be yourself.
Who is the most fake person in the band? No, you guys are really
Good
real.
question.
And before we got on the air, Echosmith on Nights Live with Adam Bomb across the nation. I heard you play, and you really sound clean. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of overproduced bands. So when you hear them live, they don't sound that way. But you guys sound that way. You sound like you do when we hear your record.
Thank you. We
Thank
want to
you.
sound good, so it's very nice of you.
What is it like being a very young band on Warped Tour? I mean, this is your second one, but
Yes.
you are young. I mean, you're kids, basically.
Yeah, well, you have a lot to prove because no one really will ever think that you're good when they first meet you and they know your age. If they don't know your age, you're fine. But when they find out that your drummer is 15, they're like, "Oh, this band's gonna suck." Which
Half the band is minors.
I hope
they
you don't suck. Yeah, but usually, they catch a set and they end up really liking it. A lot of the bands come see your sets and stuff. And
Yeah.
Oh, how
it's
cool is
pretty
that when other bands are just...
It's fun. Always super metal band dudes are hanging out or so they're like, "I love your songs." I'm like, "You're like a metal guy. Why do you like us?" That's funny.
Right.
I always like it.
What is it... Talk to us about, girls can be catty, guys can compete for things. What's it like in the band world? Is there bands that are catty or bands that are always talking crap? You don't have to say specific.
Yeah.
Is it really
Oh
cutthroat?
my gosh, you should hear about this one band.
But is there a lot of competition like that?
Kind of. I don't know.
Sometimes you don't see it much on Warped Tour. But I'm totally playing with this ball. Sorry, I'm super
No,
distracted.
that's why we put the beach balls there for you. So yeah.
Anyways, I forget what I was even saying. What
About
was I
girls
talking
being
about?
catty.
Yes. It happens, but I feel like if it is gonna happen, it's pretty private. Because everyone has their own bus, so if they're gonna talk crap about people, it's probably just on their bus. But we kind of hang out with each other a lot. So.
Yeah. Well, I feel like girls in bands, especially at least on Warped Tour, they're some of the nicest people because there's not many girls in
They're
bands
usually
and
one
stuff.
of the
so
boys
they're
anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's
guys don't really gossip
so they
that
aren't
much.
very catty usually because it's like, "Oh, you're another girl," and they're super stoked on it, rather than like, "Oh, another girl's trying to take my spot." So usually they're pretty cool with it.
Are you guys protective of her?
I'd
Yep.
say
Yeah.
it's a
Very.
good thing.
They are.
There's some creepy people out there.
There is.
Creepy
are.
girls too, but there's creepy.
However, I
Boys.
do know how to decipher whether a guy is creepy or not. I don't
Yeah.
know if decipher was the right word for that.
How do you do that? This is. I
Well-
want to hear this.
You can
Background
kind of
check.
tell from just the way that
Background
they.
check.
Stop.
Sorry.
There is an app for that. Did you know that?
Yes, there is.
I had it for a while just for
And
fun.
it's not Tinder.
It's not
Anyway.
Tinder.
Kind of is, though.
Tinder tells all your secrets.
Hey.
Anyways, but oh my gosh, I keep losing track of what we're talking
Oh my
about.
gosh, Cindy! I'm gonna write the question down on a
You're the
piece
one
of
who gave
paper.
me a piece. No, stop it.
They're playing the ball.
So how do
Like,
you
what
tell
are we
if
talking
a-
about again?
How do you
Okay,
tell if
yeah.
a guy is creepy or not?
Okay, basically, you can kind of just tell from how they carry themselves, first of all. And then second, how they look, kind of, not in like a mean way, but you can kind of tell if someone's a creep or not by the way that they look at you and the way they just look in general.
Or like when you're taking a photo with them, where their hand and what it's doing.
I hate it.
I get all these people tickle me all the time.
Well,
I don't know why, but
They
like
tickle
side
you.
They
tickles.
scratch your sides or like they'll try to touch your butt or something. So what I do now, because I hate when people touch my sides, it's like my pet peeve. So don't do it if you hear this. But
It's a bad
if
idea
they
to
put,
say
because
that.
guys really
pretty
love to
fun.
make sure their hand is on your side rather than your shoulder, no matter how tall they are.
Right.
Anyways, which I think is so ridiculous. But
It's very
I
hard.
put my hands super close, or my elbows close to my sides, like completely covering them, and do thumbs up next to every photo next to a guy.
Which you did to me
which
earlier.
you'll notice.
Thanks.
Did I do that? I did do that.
It's
I'm
alright.
sorry.
It's habit.
No, but we had to. We had to take
I
so many
had
pictures.
to. You're a boy. No offense. Boys are
You can't
gross.
control it.
You can't control it. So,
Kind of now.
Echosmith, very young band. Do you feel like you're missing out on anything growing up?
I don't think so.
Well-
As far as we know, we aren't. Like we got to live a fairly normal life before. Now we're just having fun. We're doing something that's
I already went to a real prom.
pretty fun. We've been to
I already
prom.
went to the formal.
Went to Warped Tour
Really?
prom.
And Warped Tour has prom.
No,
every
they
year.
don't.
I
We've been
did
to
not
two
go
proms.
this year because it was anti-prom. And it was like 90s grunge themed, but everyone already dresses like 90s grunge, so I thought it was kind of silly.
This is
Everybody
great.
already dresses
I
like
never
that.
knew this about Warped Tour, and I've gone and I've
Yeah.
gone and I've been in the mosh pit, so
Oh.
it's kind of changed a little bit.
Oh.
I don't know if the mosh pit is still there.
Oh,
Some-
yeah.
oh, it is. Okay.
Lots of circle
There.
pits and Wall
Is
of
it
Death.
really?
Wall
kn-
of Deaths.
I noticed half of the band likes to talk an awful lot. What about you guys? Do you ever get to talk?
So every once in a while we poke our heads out
Yeah,
of the molehill.
Say, everybody,
and-
hey guys,
We allow them to talk sometimes, half the
No.
time. No, I'm joking.
give us a crazy moment. It doesn't even have to be at Warped Tour. It could be on tour where you realized you really are either touching people's lives or really making a difference in somebody, or really saying, "Wow, that is cool that these people came out."
Yeah, it's really amazing to see, especially since we did Warped Tour 2 years in a row. It's really cool to see how it's changed from last year to this year, and to see how, since we put out a record since we did last Warped Tour, and we've been touring a lot, it's crazy to see how it's really connecting with people. And it's awesome that, the numbers are growing, but what's more important is that the passion is growing, and that's the biggest thing for us. And growth is all we aimed for. That was our goal.
Right.
It's not like we're aiming for stadiums. Obviously, that's awesome. But, it's really important to us, the fact that it's growing and connecting with people. And we've already reached our goal, so it's pretty amazing to see how that's happening.
Does it scare you guys that you've already had a song on the Olympics, and I believe there was another song you had on a major sports? Was it ESPN?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's beyond huge.
I'm like, it's kind of funny because we don't really know much about sports. We don't watch them, but like all our friends would be like, I'm watching ESPN. Like, all your songs are on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I guess sporty people like our music, which is cool. Like, it's cool that people are playing our
But
songs.
I think
in
it's
any way.
it's
awesome.
a testament though that those. I mean, that's a lot of people. You're reaching a lot of people. They think your song's cool enough to put on.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't. I would scare me. I'd be like, wow, I got to live up to that. I got to keep going, higher and higher. Do you have goals, like in the next year, where you want to be, what you want to do with this career?
Well, I mean, even like I was touching base on earlier, just to see that it's moving forward and growing from where it is now. I mean, that's our goal. I mean, obviously to headline, and we're going to be touring this fall with American Authors.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah.
But also we'll be headlining some shows too after that. So that'll be really fun to see how that goes, because we've done like a headlining college tour, but we haven't done a headlining club tour yet. So it's really exciting to do that and to see how the turnouts happen. And yeah, so we're really
We'll see.
excited.
All right, let's talk about fun stuff.
Yay.
In the bus.
On the bus.
In the bus. What goes down in the bus? Is it a big party in there, or is it kind of like
It's like everyone goes to take a nap.
really?
Usually.
It's
Or
our
goes to bed
calm.
early.
Where
Or we
we'll
go to
relax.
yoga.
You don't go to yoga.
I go to yoga. They have,
Really?
They have yoga every night at 9 p.m. at Warped Tour.
What else do they have?
It's pretty punk rock.
Do they have a buffet dinner?
I think there's like a
I
P90X. Like,
they have a thing in the morning at 7 a.m.
We don't do that though.
Wow. I want to mention this again because we mentioned this to listeners. Since you sleep a lot, who snores the loudest?
Noah.
Me.
Noah's
I
talking in the third person now.
Noah snores
Yeah.
the most.
He's like, it's not me.
Yeah, see, we're hearing a lot from Noah and Sydney, but Graham and Jamie. Let's find out what goes down with you guys in the bus. What are you doing when you get on the bus and you're heading on the road?
Well, usually when I'm on the bus, I will try to catch up on some sleep. It's funny. I usually have been like doing something like I've been recently like picking up like leatherworking and like trying to make bags and stuff yesterday, and it was a nice little break from.
Back to the
Other
leather
stuff.
thing. Did you try to like stencil fake Louis Vuitton and Coach?
Yeah,
It's-
I mean no,
Go to New
no,
York,
no.
get a
Second
little
career.
I don't know what
cart.
you're talking about.
Well, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming in and playing for everybody. And I can't wait to hear about. I wish I could go to Warped Tour tonight. My gosh. Sorry.
Aw, next
Sneak
time.
out.
I know. I'm glad that little monster came on. Echosmith on Nights Live across the USA.
This is Nights Live with Adam Bomb.